Welcome to Different on Purpose TV and enjoy our segment called Conversing Conversations.
What's up, you guys? It's your favorite church girls,
Brianna Brown
and Monica Roberts.
from the Church Girl Lookbook. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe to our video. And today's topic is going to be about being raised in church. My experience, from my experience being raised in the church, it was not very peachy. There are pros to cons in being raised in church, but a lot of times we only hear about the cons. But what do you think some pros are to being raised in church?
One of the best pros that I like, my foundation with God is built on, is getting to watch other people surfing for real.
Right.
Because just like you was, I can't even say that, just like you was just saying about my grandma and my grandpa, like I get it at home, and get it at church. So my grandma and my grandpa and my mom serve God for real. And I get to see that, and that is what my entire relationship with God, it was based off of before I got to know God for myself. But getting to see it, you know what I'm saying, is very important, because that makes us want to stay. It's me being able to see it and witness it and say, I want God to do those amazing things for me as well, just like he did for my grandma in her old age, buying houses. You know what I'm saying? And even though it might be trying and hard, I got to see what happens when you do it and you reap the benefits of it. It's beautiful.
I know for me, like, well, my parents, I don't remember how old they were when they first started coming, because of course I was like a kid, but I know my parents were still really young when they started coming. They had to be at least like mid-20s when they started coming, which is like what we are now. But we received the benefit of being instilled in us early, like 7. You know what I'm saying? So as we went and grew through our adolescent years, and 15 and 16 and 18 and 21, and now I'm 25. Shout out to us. I think that it really has instilled a certain level, because for a long time I didn't feel like I even had faith in stuff. The things that you learn and you get taught. And for a long time I didn't feel like I really knew the word. You know what I'm saying? You go to Sunday school, and then it'd be like, it's always like fun and games at the same time. Like but you at the same time you were learning the entire time. Like whether you were doing like worksheets and trivia questions and games, you were still learning the word, but it was like fun. So I think now, having matured, I realized that it really, despite all the cons, which we're going to address some cons, but some great things really have been instilled in me as a person, as a human being. But even though it was times where I felt like as an individual, you might not have not necessarily leaned on those things, like let them lead and guide you in certain decisions you made as an individual. When you grow up, you hang out, you do what you want to do type phase of your life when you're growing up. But it's even when I was out, sometimes I could say like I was covered and protected, or my because it extends beyond like your morals and values as a person. Like it really is. I can't like put into words like how it instills something so special into you, to where even when you go out into the world, people know it's something about you. Like it's just like something like just special, like glitter. And just something about you by having God a part of you for so long, and it really ends up being worth it when, I don't know, it's like you get a head start. And I think that's always beautiful, because with serving God, there always is tests and challenges and stuff. But to have him already, it's like we were placed on solid ground. And I know he does it. He does it for us, but we were placed on solid ground. Our parents introduced us to solid ground versus sinking sand. Off rip. Off rip. So and it affects everything all around in your life, regardless of the good and the bad. So I think that too. Then with young people our age, a lot of us tend to like get to certain points and start losing our mind. And that is like a figure of speech, and also like literally, like you literally start losing your mind. But I think that we went through certain things, still do go through things, but I feel like God plays a major part in our like, not and also to our loyalty to each other. because we value our friendship so much because we push each other to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's easy to find somebody to go out and smoke and drink with you.
Right.
But it
to
ain't.
find somebody to serve God with.
Pray.
Yeah.
Read and
do
really
it seriously.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, we do it for real together.
And that's why I hate when people undermine our friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's not at all what you think
No,
it is.
no.
It's not. You approach us in the church and you saying like, "Oh, we finna go do."
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Disrespectful.
We don't do
disrespect
that.
me. No.
We do this for real.
Yeah.
It's not for show. It's not for fake.
Yeah.
This is our life.
And we hold each other accountable
Right.
for the things that we do,
Right.
the things that we say, the clothes that we wear. Like,
Yeah.
you remember that? Tighten up.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think that that is also very, very valuable to have kingdom people
Right.
associated with kingdom people.
Right.
Because that's why even like we're each other's only friend.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not because we feel we all that, even though we all that
the
in this. I
girls.
don't know. We ain't saying we ain't, but we're not like have this like bougie attitude. Like, no, like we don't fool with y'all. No, like, cause we can really vibe with any group of people, but
Right.
when you raised in church and you like preacher's kid type stuff,
Yeah.
it just you can't get down with everything.
Right.
So,
And that's another beautiful part about
yeah.
being raised in churches. It sets you apart.
yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot go everywhere and do everything
Mhm.
because your that conviction is real. Even
Yeah.
as a child,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable in this space.
Mhm.
These people talking and smoking and drinking, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I can't stay all night.
Yeah.
I'm going home. Even if we might have did it for a time, you know what I'm saying? Experimenting it.
Yeah.
But in reality, we always knew that is not something that I'm gonna do and be a part of. Everybody around me smokes.
Mhm.
But it's just not something I could get into.
Yeah.
Not saying I never tried it
Yeah.
because I did.
Mhm.
But when
Me
I
too.
did, I'm telling you, I was telling God, like, Lord, I'm never gonna do that again. Because
Right.
it was almost like I'm losing my
feel
mind.
bad. You
Yeah,
feel
I'm
bad
losing
too.
my mind
Yeah.
in this moment. It's not my thing. So that's another beautiful part about being raised in church and allowing it to really penetrate your heart at a young age.
Yeah.
Is that it's gonna set you apart.
It really
You-
did
yeah.
penetrate our hearts at a young
Yeah,
age.
at a young
Like,
age.
even with certain decisions we made, it's like we always boiled down back to like God. Like,
Right.
I feel like we chose him a long time ago,
Yeah.
and he chose us too.
Right.
Of course, certain things like because like we talked about before, and probably have another video about having free will and stuff. So we did other stuff.
Right.
We did experience things, but it's like at the end of it, we felt like it feels so much better serving
Right.
the Lord.
Yep.
I'd rather shout
rather
in
do
church.
this, yeah.
I'd rather do this. I'd rather sing for the Lord, or dance
Yep.
for the Lord. I'd rather come here and deal with these people.
Yep.
As much as sometimes my feelings get hurt or this and that happen, I'd rather do this because it just at the end of the day is so much better than being out in
Right.
the world and being flipped around, dragged in the
Turn
dirt.
around, right? I always told God, you got to drive me.
You
through, bro.
don't. I'm
I
not
don't want to
leaving.
get up dirty. I'd rather just do it right
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and go through what I'm gonna go through
Yeah.
and reap the benefits of it that way.
Yeah.
The world is not my.
And
it's
even
not
when
my
we
place, not my
stress
forte.
too, I feel like no matter what, even when we talk, it's like even if we vent to each other about certain things, at the end of every conversation, we
Yep.
end it with Jesus,
Yep.
end it with God, end it with one of us encouraging each other and saying,
Yep.
"All right, now we don't talk about it.
Yep. We ain't gonna stay in
We
this
ain't
place.
gonna stay there. No, we not going home and
Yeah.
feeling like okay, we let it out. Now we gonna give it away,
Yeah.
cast it on him and
Yep.
let it go. Like, and I don't know. It just even like now that we having this conversation and really thinking about like we've been doing it for a long time too.
Yep.
We really have.
Yep.
And it haven't been no what's the word? I don't know.
What? Like walking apart.
Yeah, it hasn't been no
Easy
walking
thing,
apart.
yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't regret it at all.
Right.
I don't.
Yep.
I really don't.
I do it all over again. I'm telling you, I would.
Yeah, and I think that just to get into the cons a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
With being a young person and growing up in church, we did experience like the transition being a little rocky.
Right.
Like
Almost to where there is no transition.
Yeah.
You are still 16.
yeah, like you can't
You
become
having
an
a baby?
adult.
What is you getting
Yeah.
married? What?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, it's like the seeing you as an adult that you are now, and then like we always feel like, and I know for myself too, like I just feel like no, I'm a woman serving God,
Right.
and He talks to me too. He
Right.
deals with me, and not just like whipping my tail, like convicting me of all the things I do
Right.
wrong. Like no, when I do good, He sees me. He come and
Right.
meet me on that regard too, on that tip.
Right.
Like He doesn't just let me just feel like I have relationship. We have relationship
Right.
with Him on our own as adults, as women. Even when we were younger, 16,
Yeah.
we have a relationship with God. We going to other churches and we shouting in the car darn it like.
Yep.
God, the can't get your up in the car on our own, not for show, not with nobody. Like
Right.
nobody knew about those moments, but I'm thankful that I'm just thankful for the relationship that we was able to have so long ago. And regardless of what, because I had to learn too that the adults in church gotta learn things too. Right. They're going through tests, trials, tribulations, and there are a lot of times that I feel like we were mishandled, and also we weren't, just like the saying is, raise a child up in the way they should go. Yeah. I'm like, okay, raise me, and let me go. Right. Like,
raise me and think you're gonna keep
hold on
raising
to me and
you gonna raise me forever.
Yeah, and then it's like things will be put into you. Like, I have encouraged you, and when you were younger, you spoke, you sang, you danced, you did different things, you got in plays, and you read poems. Okay, so at some point it would have to get to where you're doing that as an adult, and you're walking in some type of purpose and calling. Like, it has to come, and it shouldn't be like, well, for me it felt, I don't feel this way now, but it felt like, when I feel you're ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't rose you up, and when I say you should go, that's when you should go. Right. And I feel like for young people, it makes it it's easier to walk away than saying I'm gonna keep fighting for a space that is like not there for me. Like, to be the child that grew up in God, who is now doing it. I'm an adult, I'm serving God, that's what I do now. My kids would come along, and different things would come along, and I'm doing that. Like, it's always like such a tippy-toppy, don't stop. And you make the space, right? You make room for yourself, like with the power that God has put in you. Like, that's we doing as we did, that's what we had to do. And I don't regret it, right? So yeah.
My brain done went on this.
Yeah, make room for yourself. Like, you stand on that solid ground. You take the steps that, because you have, at this point, you have a relationship with God. You grew up in church. You know, you don't see some do's, you don't see some don'ts. Right. So you go ahead, you do what you need to do, and serve and live a life that will be pleasing to God. And you just right on. God gonna do the rest.
It would make no sense for you to say, like, oh, I don't have a space, and then walk away and walk away with nothing. Yeah. If this is what you want to do, you want to serve God, and you feel like, okay, I'm ready to go to the next level. Do it for yourself.
Do it. Yeah, just do
Create a space, a comfortable space for yourself, and do your ministry. Do it. Yeah.
If he has put in you to do ministry, I guess.
Right.
But also doing ministry, because like, even with the way that we're operating it right now, doing ministry doesn't necessarily have to be like you're doing it in a pulpit. Right. As far as like operating in it, because your ministry could be going to your job and encouraging the people you work with. Like, that is a form of ministry and giving no honor to God. And you know, because ultimately, as believers, not to get too far off topic, but as believers, even as young people growing in Christ, like we're young right now, part of our duty, everyone's duty that decides to serve God, is to also encourage others to do it too. Like, bring more people into the kingdom. So we all have freedom and authority to do that without being ordained to be anything. Like, that's already your job once you signed up to serve me. Once I get you where you need to be, go bring a pal, bring a friend. Yeah. So so being raised in church is not all bad. Right.
Find a way to make it work. Yeah. Don't walk away from it. Yeah. Push yourself to really pull that thing out of you. Yeah. That's what we heard today. The church is digging deeper to get it out. Yeah. Not just walking away and giving up on it. No. Yeah. Don't do that. If you want to do it, do it. Yeah. Dig deep and pull that thing out.
Yeah. Don't harbor anything that happened, because everybody going through tests and trials. Nobody ain't got it fully figured out, including us. But as long as we look into him, man, and it be so worth it. And look at us, we glowing. We're so thankful to God for how far we come. Like, in our walk, in our faith, and our praying, like everything has like expanded. And I remember days before we got here, hoping to get there, right? And I'm here hoping to get somewhere else. Yeah. But it's still great, and it's worth it. Yeah. So it's really amazing. Thank y'all so much for watching. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram at @thechurchgirl_lookbook. And I am Brianna Brown.
I'm Monica Roberts.
And don't forget that you are different on purpose.